Hi children, today we will continue with the chapter 7 Geography, our country India. Today's topics physical divisions of India. So this topic we have learned from class 4 onwards. Physical divisions, major physical divisions are mountains, plateaus, plains, coasts and islands. These are the major physical divisions of India. So mountains, when we say, will come to our mind is what? Himalayas. Yes, the lofty mountains in which area? Northern part of India. So Himalaya means what? Him plus Alaya. That means abode of snow, home of snow. So Himalayas, children, page number 51. Take physical divisions of India. You can mark there the major physical divisions of India are mountains, plateaus, plains, coasts and islands. So first we will come to the mountains. Mountains means the thing which will come to our mind is Himalaya. Himalaya, the word came from him plus Alaya. Him plus Alaya, abode of snow. Now the Himalayas are divided into three main parallel ranges. Himalayas are divided into three main parallel ranges. They are Himadri, Himachal and Shivalik. Okay. Now Himadri is the where you can see the highest peaks in the world are located in the Himadri. Then comes what? Middle Himalaya or Himachal. Here also many popular hill stations are located. Very cool place. You can enjoy the weather over there, cold climate. Yes, then there are Shivalik is the southernmost range. So first topic is the mountains. So let us see the physical features of India. We can write down which are mountains, then plains, then plateaus, then comes deserts, then island and coastal region. Coast, you can see coastal regions. All this are the major physical divisions of India. So mountains, we already said Himalaya. Himalaya means him plus Alaya, the abode of snow. There are three parallel ranges in Himalaya: Himadri, Himachal and Shivalik. Now coming to plains, the northern Indian plains, plain land we already studied. The plains, when we come to plains, they are generally level and flat land. They are formed by the alluvial deposits of the rivers. So rivers carry sand and silt when they flow. So these alluvial soil is very fertile to grow crops. So that is why mostly more people are settled in the region. You can see that population is more in the plain land. So that is about the northern Indian plains. These rivers here, children, page number 51, the northern Indian plains, when you study, you have to underline the points. They are generally leveled and flat land. They are formed by the alluvial deposits laid down by the rivers Indus, Ganga, Brahmaputra and their tributaries, their branches. Now the rivers, what is the use of this area? The rivers provide fertile land for cultivation. That is why high concentration of population in the plains. So question may come like, why the plains are thickly populated? So the answer is, the rivers provide fertile soil for cultivation and the water is also available. The rivers provide water for irrigation and domestic purposes. So mostly people are living in the plain land. Now coming to the next so we are done with mountains, plains. Next is deserts. Deserts, as you know, the features of deserts: hot, dry and sandy land. You can see sandy soil is there. There is no such vegetation in the deserts. Rainfall is very less. So here you can underline, in the western part of India lies the Great Indian Desert. In the western part of India lies the Great Indian Desert. It is dry, hot and sandy stretch of land. It has very little vegetation. Next is the Peninsular Plateau. Peninsular plateau. Plateaus are the tablelands. Now peninsular plateau means which side? The southern side. The southern part of the northern plains. South of the northern plains is the peninsular plateau. What is the meaning of peninsula? 3 sides covered with water. Here it is the triangular in shape. Peninsula is triangular in shape. The relief is highly uneven. This is the region with numerous hill ranges can be seen in this region. Aravalli Hills, one of the oldest ranges in the world, is located in the northwest side of this region. The Vindhyas and Satpuras are the important ranges. Ranges means series of mountains. Then the rivers Narmada and Tapi flow through these ranges. Narmada and Tapi I will show you in the map. So Narmada and Tapi flow in these ranges. The western Ghats or Sahyadri border the plateau in the western part, and the eastern Ghat provide the eastern boundary. So there are western Ghat providing the border of western side, eastern Ghats in the border of eastern side. So the plateaus we already studied in 5. Plateaus are rich in minerals such as coal and iron ore. Plateaus are rich in minerals such as coal and iron. So plateaus, clear to all of you, it is the tableland which is seen in the northern plains, to the south of the northern plains. Peninsular plateau, the Vindhyas and Satpuras are the important ranges. Underline, the Vindhyas and Satpuras are important ranges. Aravalli Hills is the one of the oldest mountain range of the world is located here. The western Ghat provide the border of the west, and eastern Ghat provide the border of the east. To the west of the western Ghat and east of the eastern Ghat lies the coastal regions or coastal plains. Coastal regions means we know that it is in the border, it is in the seashore, near to the sea. Here climate is moderate, neither too hot nor too cold. Yes, so coastal plains, the western coastal plains are very narrow. The eastern coastal plains are little more broader. This I will show you. Here you can see that the western side the border is very narrow. Eastern coastal areas you can see that it is western coastal side is this region. Eastern coastal regions you can see this is much broader. This region is much broader. Okay, compared to this region. So this is very narrow region. This one is more broader than the western side. So underline, the eastern coastal plains are broader. The western coastal plains are very narrow. There are a number of east flowing rivers. That means the rivers that drain into Bay of Bengal, that you can see here. The rivers which drain into Bay of Bengal are first one Mahanadi. You can see here Mahanadi. Mahanadi is here. Then Krishna. Then Godavari and Kaveri. So these are the rivers which flow into Bay of Bengal. Underline, the rivers Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri drain into Bay of Bengal. These rivers have formed fertile delta. So the mouth they have delta which is also provides what fertile soil at their mouth. The Sundarban delta is formed by the Ganga Brahmaputra, which is the world's largest delta also. Sundarban delta you can see which is formed by the action of river Ganga and Brahmaputra, which also flow into the Bay of Bengal. So all these important rivers flowing into Bay of Bengal are Mahanadi, Krishna, Kaveri and Godavari. All these rivers flow into Bay of Bengal. One more thing you can see here is Sundarban delta, which is in the West Bengal region. So it is flooded by the rivers Ganga and Brahmaputra. It is formed by the action of rivers Ganga and Brahmaputra. Now the last topic is the islands. The last topic is islands. Islands, when you know there are 2 islands. You can see 2 islands. One is Lakshadweep and another one is Andaman Nicobar Islands. Lakshadweep Islands are located in the Arabian Sea. Lakshadweep Islands are located in the Arabian Sea, and Andaman Nicobar Islands is located in Bay of Bengal. Underline both. The two groups of islands also form part of India. Lakshadweep Islands are located in the Arabian Sea. These are coral islands located in the coast of Kerala. The Andaman and Nicobar Islands lies to the southeast of the Indian mainland in the Bay of Bengal. Andaman and Nicobar Islands is in the Bay of Bengal and Lakshadweep is in the Arabian Sea. Arabian Sea. Now you know that tsunami when occurred, which area was affected? The Tamil Nadu region was affected very badly when tsunami strike our country. Tsunami means what? It is a huge sea wave generated due to the earthquake on the sea floor. Tsunami is caused by the earthquake which is generated on the sea floor. Tsunami is a huge sea wave. So children, please underline the points. The group of islands that is a part of India are Lakshadweep and Andaman Nicobar Islands. Then what is tsunami? It is a huge sea wave generated due to the earthquake on the sea floor. That is about the chapter. I think you have underlined all the important lines I told you here. Thank you children. Read the textbook carefully and have a nice day.